People. Que pasa, sac passe, what they do. First thing that is popping in the news, it is called, be very careful whenever you're living overseas and you send for any sorts of family member in a Jamaica. They can be the ones that come over there, hurt you, harm you, and eventually take your life. So in other words, sorry for Maga Dog, him turn around and bite you. Now people, I am speaking about an incident that occurred in late March of 2022, the other day, where it is said that a 76-year-old grandmother, her name is Phyllis Grant, she was taken out by her 31-year-old grandson, his name is Donovan Miller. Based on the details, it is said that Donovan Miller licked him granny in her head with a vase. He then commenced to putting his hand around her throat, shake her up, that means that him choke her. After she was gone, he actually had SCX with him granny at least twice, based on the coroner's report, based on court documentation. Now people, here is what happened as it pertains to this family. In 2002, which is about 20 years ago, the grandmother filed for this youth. He was in Jamaica. He came up, him and his sister. Don't know what has been happening in the last 20 years. Don't know if there was any sort of sign showing this man is kind of Looney Tunes. Don't really know. However, on or about the 25th of March 2022, all HELL broke loose when this occurred. Now people, based on the information, it is said that the grandmother, she got the big C situation, she was sick, and this youth was the primary caregiver. That means that he was taking care of her, making sure that she was okay. Now people, what is very mind-boggling about this whole thing is that the court, the system, deemed this man to be responsible enough to be the caregiver of this lady over the last couple of years when she got sick. However, now the same court is saying, the same system is saying that this man suffers from paranoid schizophrenia, so therefore he is kind of shaking at the head. And as a matter of fact, there was some sort of expert in court, and that expert said that based on the extent of his mental illness, he does not have any sorts of reasoning ability and he makes bad decisions. So therefore, even though the judge said that, listen, this lady suffered a lot, this lady was degraded, this lady went through a whole lot of pain, and then after this youth take away the lady and strangle her, then him jump on her and him jump over the fence of his own grandmother. So therefore now the judge is telling this youth that, listen, he is going to be remanded in some sort of mental institution. Now people, don't you find it kind of conflicting that the same person that is deemed responsible for this lady to be the caregiver, a year or so later, it is said that he suffers from a bad case of mental illness based on the experts in court. However, people, we understand with certain people, whenever they get in any sorts of trouble, the first form of defense is insanity. People, is he actually insane? Now, based on information, it is said that he pled guilty the other day to manslaughter, also SCXUAL, penetration of some sort of cold cut, meaning that his granny pumps. People, this is very sad. Point blank and period. Now, before I move to the next part of my video, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Also, please subscribe to this channel. And when you subscribe, please press the notification bell or icon. And also press all in the option. The next part of the video is called Long Run Short Catch. OC aka Sledge. Fred is DEAD. Now people, on Sunday, a 45-year-old shopkeeper, her name is Claudia. She was at her house/business when a man spoke to the daughter. The doctor called her. The man blaze up some can in her head, take away himself. That man's name, 25-year-old Frederick Palmer. OC Fred, also known as Sledge. Based on information, it is said that hours after, just down the road, the Popo was looking for Fred. When Fred wheel and pop off, there was some sort of confrontation. You know the usual script. After the smoke clear, Fred was DEAD. It is said that Fred was taken to the place of recovery. However, too late was the call. Just like Claudia, she was also taken to the place of recovery. Too late was the call. She succumbed to her injuries. The fact that she picked up a couple of pieces, or at least one piece on the head, more than likely she was not going to make it. If she did, you would have to change her name to Grace, because it would have been amazing. Now people, when you think about the circumstances, something sounds very fishy. The fact that he went to this lady's place, and this is Claudia on your screen right now. Nice looking lady, ambitious lady, business owner, ambitious like I said. And then he just pulled the trigger, clap her right in the head, take for himself, walk gone. No sorts of robbery, no sorts of nothing. The fact that the daughter was the one that called her mother, it tells us that more than likely the daughter knew who Fred. Daughter knew that the mother and Fred was entangled in a something. Now people, I come to that conclusion because of the fact that usually when something happens, it might take the Popo a couple of days, a couple of weeks. This is a very strange case, meaning that in a couple of hours, the person will take with the shopkeeper, Claudia, he also lost his life. This is Fred's picture right here on the screen. It is also said that they seized some sort of tool. This is a tool right here. I think I got all three pictures and the video, Claudia's video and picture, and also Fred's picture. So therefore, I am assuming that this is a tool. Somebody sent me, they did not give their name. Now people, here's the thing. It is very strange that the Popo just get information, so the lady lose her life. And then them catch Fred down the street, them catch Sledge, sorry. So it tells me that Sledge must have been a troublemaker in the area. Everybody know Sledge, and more importantly, the daughter know Sledge. So therefore, when the incident occurred, when she lost her mother, she immediately called the Popo. When she called the Popo said that the troublemaker again, he's at it once again. We are going to have to put some sort of stop to this. So therefore, they knew where he lived. Someplace, people, he is from a place called Crooked River. So therefore, it tells you everything. And I am not saying that everybody from Crooked River are crooked or criminal-minded. Me just say, isn't it more than coincidental? So people, at the end of the day, the moral of the story is this. Be very careful who you entangle with. Be very careful what type of relationship that you have with people. Because people, in my opinion, and I am just speculating, I think that Fred and Claudia, or Sledge and Claudia, was in some sort of entanglement. Don't know if there's some sort of relationship. However, it seems as if something went way left and these two people were out of here because of jealousy, because of some sort of misunderstanding, and because of the fact that Mr. Sledge, he is a gunman. So people, the Popo, put him in a place where he belonged. As it pertains to Claudia, she should have been more careful. And people like me say, I don't know the details. She could have been an innocent victim. It could have been just a random case of murder. People, me no know. However, I doubt it very much. Point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news is an update about a very disturbing trend that I spoke about less than 24 hours ago. And it pertains to some young men posing as Popo, pulling over unsuspecting motorists, robbing them of their money, their phones, and their cars. Now people, two of these persons are now in custody. I am speaking about 28-year-old Jason Ricketts and also 31-year-old Claude Davis. Based on the information, it is said that a female motorist was driving along the St. Anne's Road when she was followed by a group of men in her vehicle. They bumped into her car. They told her to pull over. When she pulled over, they ordered her to step out the vehicle. The lady refused to step out the vehicle. And these two scumbags blazed a can in the lady's face. The lady sped off and she was assisted by some good Samaritans. Now the other day, the Popo did an operation in Brownstown and they found these two men. Now people, when I spoke about that incident, or spoke about the very disturbing trend, I gave the Popo some very simple instruction. Whenever you catch these people, you do not want to waste taxpayers' money. It should be an open and closed case, closed casket for both persons. However, we understand the Popo, the JCF, they have to follow rules and regulations and protocols, all that laddie BS. However, people, after two people can up somebody in them face because they tried to rob them and the person did not agree, sped off, how is it that these two people, these two lowlife, actually are going to waste taxpayers' money, actually are going to go through the long, tedious process? However, people, the good thing is that at least they get two of them off the road. However, people, like I always say, as one gone, a next one rise up again, a next lowlife, feeling that there is a void, feeling that he should be the next man up. However, people, the next man up should also be the next man or men down. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like I say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.